When it comes to conceding goals, who scored them? Strikers or outfielders. There, personally speaking, I have faced some of the best strikers and outfielders in Bangalore, and even in pickup games, even in tournaments, and they never cease to impress me. They always, even if they're having a bad week, when I've met them midweek in a tournament, they show up like with their A game. And credit to all the outfield players, because over the years, after putting my ego aside and actually watching them play, I've realized that that's how good they are, and I need to step up. It's not that I'm playing bad. If I'm decent in goal and if he's a decent outfielder, I have to respect him and his position, because that's what he's there for. Otherwise, he wouldn't be called. So, who do you think, or it's not one particular player, but who do you think? Like, let's say top three of your outfield players in the Bangalore football circuit right now, or in recent times, who threaten you the most, who give you a hard time for 90 minutes or 15 minutes in a tournament, or it can be former also who's playing now, or it can be a youngster who's impressed you over the week or over the month.
So my top three, number one is always Nikhil, because I have seen him play throughout the years. So I don't know how he scores.
He passed me yesterday.
Yeah, bro. You see the
Nikhil
thing
Das is amazing. Just to cut you off, for all of you who don't know, Nikhil Das was and I still think is one of the top footballers in Bangalore. We all faced them in different stages, either in a friendly or a tournament. This guy is always on beast mode, 100% when he's playing. Even if he's had a casual day, he'll still do something magical. He'll score long range, short range. He's got it all, and he's one of the most respected players in Bangalore, even from us. And he is also one of the most influential players in terms of he gives you the right advice.
everybody knows him. That's
even if he's your opposition, like even if I play against him and if I concede and I'm sitting there in the corner, he come and say, "That's all right, man. You played well. We'll see you in the next one. Keep up. Don't worry. Keep."
Plus, he's more deadly with the hairstyle.
He's got some
dreadlock.
He's got deadly now.
That predator look, bro.
like
that suits him also.
He's someone who, if I see him in the arena and if I see him entering the court, I'm going to be like, I'm going to have a very busy day today.
Yeah.
So I think, like you said, Nikhil Das is a good player. But go on, what do you think about the other outfield players other than Nikhil Das?
No, I think I should talk a bit more about Nikhil Das, because I have seen him since like I think 10-12 years. Like the beginning of my testing was when I met Nikhil Das in I don't know, some arena, right? So from I think it was just 50 meters.
Right.
From there to come here, it took him 20 minutes because the amount of people he met and shook hands with. Right? So he was shaking hands with everybody, and it took him 20 minutes to get here. So he was playing for our team, and I should use the word game changer here, because he single-handedly won us that tournament. Right? It was like some tournament CSE where he single-handedly won everything. Right? And as soon as people see him, they are like, okay, Nikhil Das. Okay, we have to change our game. We have to put four. It's a 7-side game. They're putting 4 people on him. They're putting 4 people on centre back. Still is scoring, or he's setting up other people. So this guy, I don't know, he somehow scores, and it's this attitude, like he not only scores, he just gets in your head. He doesn't speak anything, but he gets in your head and he scores somehow, right? And second will be, I think Mahesh.
Yeah, Mahesh
is
bro. Like,
he's too good.
Again, I have seen him for 10 years, and he still plays the same way. I don't know how. He runs the same way. He beats me the same way. I know he's gonna beat him, but I don't know. I can't save it. Right?
Mahesh.
Somehow he scores. Somehow he finds the bottom corner, top corner.
I think the word goal scorer is synonym for that. I think it's Maheshana for me, because I've seen him for the last 8 years. I mean, you guys have probably seen him for a longer time.
Yeah.
But like you said, he's the same.
Yeah.
He's the same. He still gets you the goals, right? At the end of the day, what do you need as a team? What do you need? You need goals, and Maheshana gets you those goals. So I think that's amazing. That's really amazing.
Yeah, doing it that I agree, because I also started off when I used to come from Yelahanka to Vijayanagara. in the they used to have those hockey goalposts and the mud ground and those tournaments Alanka was invited in. I would come with the Alanka boys and everybody would talk about Maheshana saying, look, you're in goal, you need to be aware when he's with the ball because he will do something, he score. And I used to be like, yeah, well, that's every other striker in the Bangalore. But no, as we progressed through the tournament, when we would meet BFC somewhere, he would always come up and he would like score a good goal. But he was always humble enough to come talk to you later also, saying, it's alright, man, like you did your bit, and you were good. So for me, I think that's very important. That I think we are lucky as goalkeepers in the city because regardless of what strikers we faced, we've always met them with humility. And nobody's got the guile or the arrogance to come and say, yeah, well, I beat you again. No, they always come and say, it's all right. They give you pointers. And I think that's what I've taken from them, from their personality growing up. And now in my 30s, when I see a opposition goalkeeper who's really younger, when he concedes, I always want to go and, like, after the game and talk to him and say, it's all right, man. You'll have a good game, you'll have a bad game. Just come show up for the next one. Don't sit at home and think about it so much. Because I did that, it didn't help us. Right? So I think when it comes to outfield players, yeah, Maheshana is. But
So I mean, yeah, Maheshana and Nikhil, they have been very quick to give advice.
Yeah.
Like even after, I think inside the game itself, when they are beating me or scoring a goal, they'll immediately turn around and say like, why didn't you save that?
Yeah.
Sometimes they are asked, they don't know why didn't you stick your leg or your hand. So you don't find it these days because people just score and they just walk off, right? Yeah. So. Maheshana, so I think there was one game in C division where he scored 7.
Yeah.
We were all in the same
He
team,
scored 7.
and he scored 7, and the score was like 13-0 or something. So I mean, I don't know how to explain, but he scores a lot of goals.
Yeah.
He
that's
puts in the work.
He puts in the work.
Yeah, it's a workhorse. So tough to save him. Tough to save his
what about your third?
Third, I don't think you'll like it, but I would say Tejas Mandari. He's my third. Because again,
Just tell me how much he Google paid.
he didn't Google Pay, but this is genuinely coming up from my side because I've seen him score goals against me where I knew he's gonna hit it there. I know he's gonna move it that way, but somehow he scores. Even after me going, like I'm ready to jump, I'm ready to do whatever I want, but before I react, ball is in the net, right? And then there have been goals where I didn't even see the balls. He just runs, he takes it, he hits it quick, he gets the curve. I don't know how he scores that, but yeah.
Fortunately for me, I think I played with Tejas more than against him. I've been on the same team.
Okay.
So just a couple of
To be
times.
honest, I've been in the other goal as well. When you play against Tejas, I think 2 games that he played. One was the NBL itself in the sevens, and the other one was in another pickup game in South United. I think, yeah, like you said, Tejas is a very fine talent and things like that. But like I said, if you have, I'm not trying to put his talent down in any way, but if you have a good defense, if you are alert 24/7, if you don't switch off for a second,
Exactly,
I
yeah.
think it is possible to keep the ball out of the net.
But the
Yeah.
thing is, it's so hard
I've seen him do it.
It's so hard to be switched on 24
20%, yeah, because you make a save and you're like, oh, I did that, and then suddenly this guy comes and he backs it off. So you can't you can't be like,
three past me yesterday, by the way.
Yeah.
He scored three past me.
absolutely.
No, I'm just telling. I'm just telling. So Tejas is like, I mean, you can't say he's not
No,
a top
fair
striker.
enough.
He's good. And what? He's 20, 21. Come on, Aashish.
he's also an I-League champion, futsal
Yeah,
champion.
futsal
So
champion, so-
that's like
At 19, he was a futsal champion.
Exactly.
So, what more do you want?
I know this is like
I know it's not
I take all the points into consideration, and if
And
it
reject
wasn't,
it.
if it wasn't me, if it was another goalkeeper in my place, he would also come into the top 3 as well. For any keeper, if you
Yeah.
ask him this question, who's played against Tejas, either in a pickup game or tournament. But yeah,
I agree on why
if
he
he was in your top 3, there's no, I can't give you a counter claim to say he's not.
Yeah.
Because he does, it's a valid
Right.
reason what I'm giving. So yeah, coming to
no.
you.
Actually, I like to mention one more guy. So this guy, his name is Kaushik.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has been around for He has been around for a long time.
Amazing.
He somehow
Insane.
from somewhere he'll score
He
again.
scored a goal. I don't know how he does it. But he call you buddy and he'll score very fast you.
He'll only stand in the corners, and from there he'll score. And he talks to you. Like, oh my god!
The worst part is like every time he scores, he's playing against you. Like Arvind, 4 up. Arvind, 5 up.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Kaushik, relax. Kaushik's amazing. Honestly, Kaushik's like
I remember
really friendly and really amazing.
calling me for a game once, and I went. And while he was doing it, I hadn't saved his number back then. So when I saw it, I saw his status, WhatsApp status, and it said, "If you're not playing to win, then what are you playing for?" So I think he lives by that. Every time he comes to a game, he gives his 100%. He like whether he winds you up or not, that's different. But as a player, if you rate him, yeah, he like always set up his own individual goals. He's not a liability to any striking team. So I think that way I agree. Kaushik
I think fair enough. I think 1v1 for me, Kaushik is the hardest to say. For me, from what I've seen,
because
1v1, I'm pretty confident in a 1v1 situation. Honestly, I'm pretty confident. But match day 1v1, Kaushik, I don't know how to do it.
yeah, he has a variety of shots.
Yeah, he's right. I don't know how to
Left,
do it.
right, he outside the foot,
Yeah.
inside the foot. He might chip you. He might curve around you.
Yeah, I think that's one element which I feel with Kaushik and a lot of other players as well. Is this mysterious way of playing where you can't really predict what he'll do. He can either take a good touch and set it for someone else to score, or he might take it and just charge at you. So you have to be ready for either.
Yeah.
So because if you're not, then you're in no man's land because he can score himself or he can let someone else score. So I think that way I agree. Kaushik is a good choice as a outfielder to play against, as an he's very tough.
Exactly.
So what about you? What is your top
I
three?
think Nikhil, I don't have a top 3 as such, but I think I'll say the hardest ones, which I feel right now for me. Right now, I feel Gautam Mishra. I think Mishra's shots are insane.
Yeah.
They're insanely good. Out of the 10 shots, if he keeps 8 on target, I think 4 is going in.
Yeah, these are top
4 or 5 is going in, and that's a pretty good ratio because his shots. They're like good, dude. Very hard to say. Very hard to say.
You
And
might have seen him coming, but
yeah, you can't react. You can't react.
And he goes off on that run. That's very difficult.
I think Gautam Mishra is like for me right now because I started playing against him more often now.
Yeah.
So and I want to talk about the guys I'm playing now more than who I've played before. Gautam Mishra shots are very hard to say.
True.
It's either in the bottom or on the top.
Yeah.
There's no midway for it.
Right.
So if you're making a save, it should be a really good save. That's how it is.
Yeah,
It's not like you're doing a mediocre save against him.
Agree.
So his shots are really powerful and most of the times accurate. So whenever it's accurate, I think you need to be
When it's on target,
When it's on
then
target, I think-
you're as keeper, you're a little more switched
yeah,
on.
you need to be more switched on.
But-
I think our own teammate Pawan Babu. That's the same. Bats,
yeah.
it's called Bats. A top striker.
He hits it with both legs.
He's with both legs. Both legs. There's the same shot on his right and the left. I think he should use his left more because I think personally he should use his left more because people don't think he can shoot his left, but his left shots are insane. Like I've faced him a lot, and his left is very good.
Recently, a game, I think Aashish was a keeper. I saw him bend it around him. Like
Yeah.
the angle, this was the
Oh,
angle.
yeah,
He
yeah,
just
yeah, I remember.
bent it around him.
And I think Melu asked me also saying,
Yeah.
"Did you see what he did?" I'm like, so I actually
He's sitting Aashish team down. I don't want to name the players, but he's sitting a few people down most of the game.
No, but the thing is, when I play against Bab, it's the same thing. Like you can't take this guy lightly. Especially, I always prep my defenders up saying, "Bro, Bab is on strike." And
Yeah.
He seems like a lousy dude. He just walks in.
Yeah,
He's
so easy.
And if
Exactly what I think.
if a rookie keeper who, let's say, if my game is done, I'm going outside near the parking and I see some random new keeper, let's say playing for a team I know, I always go and tell him, "You see that guy over there?"
And he wears a headband. It's
Yeah,
like,
headband.
this is amazing. I think it's bad tradition. Headband.
I think he played with a skull. No, that guy is that 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. heat is like that too, like last week or something. He's wearing a skull cap and playing, bro.
Bad is just.
He's like that'll just psych the opponents out.
No, but the thing is, I mean, like you said, Pawan Babu is like he's played in different teams and like he's a proper asset in a
Yeah.
team. He's not a liability. I've rarely seen him have a bad touch. He's got very good close control, both feet. which is a nightmare for keepers.
Yeah.
Like,
And one more thing,
his
I think
dribbling also is very good.
I think one more thing that during that same game, Melu was telling he looks half asleep.
Yeah, but
But
then
he's still, but he's still playing.
He's still really, he doesn't look like he's gonna score, but he scores.
Yeah.
Doesn't look he's gonna pass, he passes.
Like in general, also, if you look at it, all the outfield players that we played over the years in Bangalore, none of them you can take lightly.
Yeah.
Because come on, they get 90 minutes in that big sort of space. They will do something. Maybe not third or fourth time.
They'll keep trying.
But you can't just rely.
You can't keep them
Yeah,
all.
You can't rely on fate saying, "Oh, he's had 4-5 bad touches. Now he won't do anything." Or maybe they'll change themselves, go out,
Right.
regroup, and come back.
Right.
Then they'll start
Something's not working for them. I think.
Yeah, I think that's why they
I think
change
most
it.
of these guys have enough quality to understand if something's not working for them in the first few
Correct.
minutes, they change their game.
Correct.
Something they do. They either change the flank or they change the way they're playing.
Yeah.
Something which kind of works for them.
Laps was shifting.
Agreed.
Laps kept shifting and dropping down.
Agree, agree. No, because
They're all smart players.
but that also, I have respect for that because even if it's a normal game for them where nobody's sort of benefiting with the cup, they still take it seriously. They still want to score. They have that hunger.
Yeah.
Whereas a rookie player who's coming in he might have 4-5 bad touches and sulk and go away. But these guys keep coming back for more. They're like, oh, we lost this game because of me. Next game I'm gonna come and score 4 and like set it straight. Right. So these games, they're like, for example, even Gautam Mishra or Kaushik or Babs, they might have 1 or 2 off games, but people still keep getting them to games on their side because they know these guys what they're capable of. Same thing as us as keepers, we also realize. So if Gautam Mishra has had a bad game against me, when I go back the next Tuesday or next Wednesday, I know this guy's upset. Because last game he knows he didn't play well. So that way, yeah. But yeah,
I think one more guy. I really wanted to play more against him, but I couldn't. Played probably a match or two. That's all against him. I really wanted Nihal Kolaso.
Right.
Oh.
I don't want to use the words fucking insane. Not really insane.
I've not seen him play actually.
I really wanted to play more. Unfortunately, the tournament I played, we had a season and we were playing a black tournament. I think it was about 8-9 games this season. And I was on his team and I got to see the player he was, and he's insane, Aashish. And the best part about him is, this is the opponent's goal. He'll come to my goal and defend. And no centre forward in the world does that. Nobody needs to come back in a tournament and defend, right? And he does that. And I'm like, dude, this guy has the engine to do this. And he shots left, right. The other day, I played on his team. There's a goal kick that I took. He's in the air and he controls his chest. He's off the ground and he controls his chest and he turns the centre back with his left foot, which is apparently his weaker foot. I don't think he has a weaker foot. So he's insane. Like, I would love to play against him more often. I would really love to play against him.
What my impression was with Colasso again was I think both of us played in this league called the After, which was a BFS, and that's the first time I knew him. I mean, I didn't even know him. I just saw him a couple of times and said hi bye in arenas. But the first proper time I played against him was in the After series, and I was excited because everybody was talking to me about that. Bro, Kolu's there. He's going to.
He has another name. Cheat code.
Cheat code.
I call him calls him Kolu. So I also.
No, if you have in your team, it's almost better than you're going to win.
So he's like, oh, Kolu is there. Aashish, and you'll have to. I'm like, who's Kolu? And then they pointed to Nihal Kolu. I'm like, good. He's good. And he's like, oh, he's good. No. You have to be ready. You sort out your defense. Anything. Please expect shots from him. And even if he scores, he said even if he scores, just keep playing. I'm like, what do you mean even if he scores? He's like, oh, keep playing. So I was like, okay. And in 2 minutes of him taking a touch and beating my defender, he cut past my defender, took a shot, it hit the post and went out. And I didn't even have reaction time. He was that good. And that was in a very close space, where he almost took it outside behind.
Also got probably with regards to the old age, reaction time. But I agree. Shots.
Buffon is old, but still.
No, he's coming out of an injury.
Aashish is I'm a Buffon fan. I'm old but funny. But what do you say? When I saw him do that, I was like, okay, I can't.
I think funny people don't call themselves funny, but okay. But okay.